Hello, Sigma, and welcome to your deck review. I see from your primer we are working on I want to kill people with clues. And it just doesn't seem to be as good as casting Craterhoof. Well, shook 'em butt, my friend. So we're doing Esper Clues. You said you like it, but the problem is the investment to payoff ratio is totally out of whack. I can spend all game trying to accrue value and bleeding my opponents, but it doesn't coalesce into something that can win a game of Commander. What are my birds and single-digit clues going to do against a host of angels or a Craterhoof? So, let me read what Gravehex does. Vigilance, 3/3. Other creatures get +1/+0 and has Vigilance. Hunt for Heresy, 1 mana tap target creature and opponent controls, and Investigate. That is very cute. There might be some stuff you can do politically there, but I want to speak to the overall premise first because I know the answer, and the answer is going to make you sad. Or maybe not make you sad, but the problem you are facing with this deck is not that the way to make the slow amassing of evidence and then turning the Inquisition against them work. You are not missing something mechanically, you are missing something socially, which is that you want to do this at bracket 2, which is the bracket where we're not mean to each other, and the 100% objectively correct thing you should be doing is board wiping the living shit out of everybody every turn. Maybe not this specific board wipe, because I believe your commander is 3 mana, but genuinely, if you have any clue engines that are like 1 or 2 power, I think it's worth letting your commander be dead. Or what you want to be doing is, oh, I think it is two L's. Or you want to be untapping your commander every single turn and just never letting anybody get a swing to begin accruing value in the first place. Like the way this works is you have to be a really annoying control dickhead. You have to play stacks. You have to run like 10 plus creature board wipes, and you just have to be in the corner trying to assemble your pile of clues, and once you get to like 15, be like, okay, now you guys can die. And before then, you're just trying to be like, wait. Did you just try to take a game action? I don't fucking think so. I don't fucking think so. Because all this other stuff, the other thing commander players get wrong all the time, and I can see that it's happening to you because of Klinquant Skymage. Blues are dog shit card draw, man. They are awful. They are like in draft, phenomenal. In 60 card, you don't love it, but if somebody gave you a free one, you wouldn't turn it down. In Commander, where you have to keep up with like every single archetype is just like curving out really good staples. Like they're just going 2 mana staple, 3 mana staple, 4 mana staple every game now. The thought of investing 2 mana into drawing 1 card just can't fucking do it anymore, which is really, really sad. But that's why I say your problem is going to be social, not mechanical. Because if you could accept, all right, I'm going to build this around ways to investigate, and I'm just going to board wipe you guys every other turn, you'd be fine. You'd be fine. You'd be coming into this review with a question, Mauled, I love my deck. Why don't I have anybody willing to play Commander with me anymore? And it's because you want to play it at bracket 2, and like, keep in mind the bar for bracket 2 now. I realize Wizards said, oh, we're not promising precons or bracket 2, but like the bar they've been setting for bracket 2 recently is like Pantlaza, Hawkball, fucking Hearthhole. Even the Ashling precon, which has a very slow start and is very top heavy, and I really dislike its play pattern, on like turn 5, it's throwing double, if not triple, Avenger of Zendikar at your head. Like there's just, and you know, maybe within the next 2 years, we'll get the set that power creeps the fuck out of clues. But for right now, your value accrual is so slow that I think if you're not And you don't even want to use them in the first place because you want to hold them back and then animate them later on. So you have a Kappa Cannoneer, which is great. Like, one thing you can do is try to work on anything that just cares about having a high artifact count or making tokens in the first place. Oh yeah, this is so cute and just can't just can't fucking do it. Yeah, that's great. The only problem is it's like it's 5 mana and we don't have great ways to investigate a super high amount. Hold on, do we have so all that is to say, I'm going to show you all the tricks I know to try to make this a more like proactive clue making factory so that you can try to lean into like, well, how do I make clues faster to get my win con to come together faster? But I think the real answer is the way you make this work, or not the real answer. The more effective way to make this work is to throw morality to the wind and board wipe the shit out of your friends and build your synergy package around, well, how can I get as many one-sided board wipes as possible? So, with that out of the way, let's talk about tricks we can do. Where the fuck is this guy? Do we have him? We don't. Get this guy in right now. You have white-black. Enters or leaves. Everybody can investigate. If they don't, they lose life. You investigate at minimum once, but you investigate up to 4 times. If you blink this guy, job done. There is a reason that every clue deck I have ever seen that got clues going quickly has been this guy and anything with blue in it. Because you just flicker the shit out of him. Let's go to Tagger. Wow, we don't have an O tag for investigate. That's crazy. Artifact spell investigate. You have Ethereal Investigator. You could do Wojek Investigator. God, man, you should probably fucking Tivit. Horrifying to say, you should almost definitely be Tiviting all up in this bitch. I think you have this Tesa. Yeah. And then, like, this is really cute, but this is also 7 mana. So a 7 mana protection piece I do not believe in quite as much. Do we have Piper Wright? We don't have Piper Wright. You should probably do Piper Wright. You should probably do Thrabit Inspector. How many ways do we even have to make clues? So, clue doubler, which is not really one. 1 way to investigate. 2 ways to investigate, but we only have 14 artifact spells in the deck, so it's not going to happen too much. Okay, Eisenhorn can do what Piper Wright can do. Investigate on 2nd spell, which is like really not great. Investigate on creature death, which is also really not great. On death, which is also really not great because we're not doing aristocrats. Investigate on ETB. Okay, investigate on life loss. Okay, unrelated thing. Okay, I like that more. Non-creature make a clue is much more broad. Can we have Wojek Investigator? Okay, so here's your problem. You don't have nearly enough ways to investigate. We've solved it. I think now I am leaning both clues are weak and You only have like 10 ways to make clues in the entire deck. So now I'm going to say what we're caught between is this bird gimmick cannot coexist with the clue gimmick. I think if you want to do the Inquisition is amassing evidence against you, and then also, hey, here's a bird because birds work for the government, and that's a very, very good bit. You can do that. Right now, we're like mostly birds. We're like 3/4 birds and 1/4 investigating. We got to invert that. We need, I would want to have like, if I was trying to make clues quickly, I would want to have like 20 clue makers. Maybe a little bit lower than that because our command zone makes them. But if we're gonna cut down on clue makers in the 99, we want ways to untap this commander so that we can investigate for 1 mana. So that's back on like drum bellower. Hold on, drum bellower, prop room. Yeah, untap each creature you control. Sting, glinting dagger can do it. Every combat, untap my commander. That means I get 3 investigates per round. Once you start doing that, I think the game plan comes together pretty quickly. Because then, once you can make 2 to 4 clues per rotation around the table, it doesn't take too much longer before animating them will do something nefarious, or it doesn't take too many rounds of that before like Mechan Assembler has made you blockers, or before, where's that turtle? Kappa Cannoneer has gotten big enough to be damaging. So let's tighten in, let's tunnel in, because I've given you maybe too many paths to walk down. I think the 3 paths you should follow to make this better, all of them involve dropping the bird gimmick way lower. First path, you can focus on untapping your commander as often as possible to tap down your opponent's board state. I think for that to work, you want more ramp than this. We want to be 100% sure that Inquisitor Greyfax is being played on turn 3 or is being played on turn 4 with spare mana. That way, you can politic with the table and say, hey, don't swing at me or I'm gonna tap your shit down. And then at the point, and then you tap 1 creature down at end step anyway. But then at the point where you have Sting, Drum Bellower, the tag you're gonna want to look at, let's find out together, is Untapper Creature, Commander Esper. Thousand-Year Elixir would fucking do it. Gets us past the haste problem. Patriarch's Seal would do it as a mana rock. Staff of Domination is a little bit too expensive for that. Freed from the Reel is also a little bit expensive. Halo Fountain could do it. Make you chump blockers too. We already covered Drum Bellower. We don't love Virtue of Loyalty as much because we want to do it on other people's turns. Loreth with the Healing House would do it. So you have a lot of options. So I would look through these and you can test some of them out. But you have a lot of options for how do I tap my commander on everybody's turn. And I investigate a ton that way, and I slow down the combat damage that way, and I slow down their development enough to get me a bunch of clues. The other route you can go is just cram like 10 more motherfuckers with investigate in this deck and cut the fucking birds. On a 1-to-1 basis, any 10 cards that do not say investigate on them get cut for 10 cards that say investigate on them. That will also create a massive change in the deck. The best engines for this are probably going to be, I mean, Piper's not going to be the best, but she's going to be fine. Warnog, Tivit, If you lean into a blink game plan, which is also what I'm going to recommend on top of this, Thraben Inspector, that will also work with things you already have that are good, like Ethereal Investigator. And then you can do things like Y'shtola Rule. Oh, it's an H. Where you blink something twice. It also gives you 2 end steps, which would work with things you already have in the deck, like Teysa Opulent Oligarch, because you would get multiple end steps out of a turn. Oh, it only triggered. Oh, no. The clue to graveyard thing only triggers once each turn. And then. Oh, I think it's just those 2 paths, really. I think that's it. You either go for like. Or I guess the third path is you embrace the devil, you figure out a way that your deck can run a bunch of one-sided board wipes, and you just board wipe the shit out of everybody forever. That's it. That's it. Straight up. I would not recommend Route 3. I think it will be mechanically okay at achieving what you want. I think it will be socially very bad if you want to have a silly thematic deck. So either Inquisitor Greyfax taps you crazy style, or the Inquisition comes over and over and over again. And that's the flicker-based game plan. And then you can have ETBs that investigate, or ETBs that just provide value for you. And then you go like Ephemerate, Ghostly Flicker, Blur. There is just... We can just O-tag this shit. You have like genuinely 20 gajillion good ones. Pick your favorites. So let's go through and look at what are the things that I think are the most useless. Definitely this guy. Definitely this guy. Does not even make his own tokens. He's just meant to piggyback off of other tokens you are making. If you're really hard up for chump blockers, sure. But it's like, I feel like this is a thing where you should just support the actual token making in the first place more than trying to get this carry-on separate benefit. Verena's a great card. This guy. This guy. This guy will become fine. This guy's good. This is really, really rough. If you really, really love it, you can do it, but this is a rough card. Sure, I just don't see us like I don't see any sacrifice outlets for this. I would decide whether or not you want to be on an aristocrat's game plan. If you want to be on an aristocrat's game plan, you need more manaless. So this will be the third path. You need more manaless sacrifice outlets. And you just need to do way more like generic aristocrat stuff. I would not toss these in too often as a one-off. This guy's fine. This one's really not great, but it's fine. Same deal. If we don't have ways to... Like, this card only gets good once we can make 1,000,000 clues, and then on top of making 1,000,000 clues, we have to be able to sacrifice 1,000,000 clues without paying mana into them. This guy fucking sucks. This is also not good. This is very bad. This is tremendously bad. Tremendously bad. Tremendously greedy. I think this is the type of card you should put on the sidelines right now, and you can maybe bring it back in after you get a draft of the deck that works. This guy's fine. He fucking sucks, but if you really like Warhammer, hell yeah. Wojek's great. Fucking sucks. I know, but they fly in their Warhammer, so if you want to keep them for that, sure. Uh, this thing fucking sucks. Sure, it says investigate. This thing fucking sucks. Great. Great. Come on. At this point, you're fucking with me. At this point, I'm not being mean to your deck. You're being mean to me with this deck. I mean, there's so many removal spells that you could have instead of this that just hit anything. Sure. 40 lands is responsible. Hey, investigate twice. I love it. We have to have built this out of like multiple pre-release kits. Great. I love this. Sure. Terrible bad card. Greedy but cute. Sure. Sure. Yeah, that's great with our commander. That's okay. Yeah. So I think that's at least 10 cards I called out as being like extremely buns. So I would pick which lane you want to be in. Either I tap Inquisitor Greyfax over and over and over, or I am flickering a bunch of ETB investigate things, or I am doing more of an aristocrat strategy, which I also don't really think you want to do because it probably leans toward combos. Like true aristocrats has a really bad time in bracket 2 because they just want to be comboing off. And then I think you're good. And I know it's going to make you sad to drop the bird theme a little bit, but I swear to you, the bird theme is what's fucking you because clues are already very weak. Birds are already very strong when you build around them actually being birds, but you're not even building around birds. You're building around the concept of things that fly. So if you want the deck to be better, that's how. Whichever path you take, I wish you the best of luck and I hope you enjoyed.